Alrighty, y'all. Welcome back to the Complete Husband's Handbook podcast. My name is Daniel, and we're gonna end this series on the simplicities of men and how complex they are, with the final little topic here, and it's how men see home. Now, I've done something similar to this with the Castle and Palaces podcast. However, this is just looking at it from its most simplistic form. Okay? Now, men need a place to call home for basically three reasons. Okay? We need a place for our trophies, whatever those are. We need a place of refuge from the crap that's in the outside world. And we need a place of freedom. Now, why do we need a place for our trophies? Well, number one, we like to brag. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. Us men like to brag. You know, whether we're the grill master, Kiss the cook, we're super excited about the achievements of our kids or our spouse or whatever it is, okay? We need a place to hang those quote-unquote proverbial trophies and to let us know, hey, it's all worth it in the end. We've gained something. We have something we can see with our eyes, touch with our hands, and to know, hey, I did that. Now, that doesn't mean that our trophies can't be shared shared with other people, in a sense that other people participated. Some people's trophies, quote unquote, are their children. They love their children, so their house is splattered with pictures of their kids and stuff that their kids drew was all over the fridge, and you've got they've painted the kids' rooms a particular color, and specific things for kids. My parents made it a big deal for birthdays. We didn't always have the most expensive gifts, but birthdays were a big deal. And then we had Christmas. We made handmade ornaments. Stuff we got from school, stuff we made in like Cub Scouts or Boy Scouts or whatever the case may be. Stuff we just decided to make one year. Those were ornaments on the tree. We all had stuff throughout our elementary school years, youth programs in church, things like that. So this idea of, I'm not saying children are trophies, but the fact that you can see where a man's focus is in his life. Now, of course, as kids grow up and they change, the focus becomes different. But again, you can tell when a man's a family man. All right. Now, some men like to have a den or a garage, which is just their little domain in the house. Okay, because let's be honest. The house is for the wife. It just is. And that's okay. Excuse me, I'm getting over a cold, so you have to bear with me for a minute. But yeah, that's okay. Most men want a garage or a den or just a place for them. That's okay. Women probably, women need the same thing. They got she sheds and all that other stuff, but a place to work their projects if they're handymen, or a place to paint if they're the artistic types, a place to write if they're writers. Just a place that is theirs. They can go, put a lot of the effort or a lot of the energy we have to focus in something creative. Now, a place of refuge. I bring that up especially now in the world, okay? We go outside, it's bombarded with, you're this ist or that ism, or you're this right, left, whatever the case may be. Even in our homes, what we watch, what we listen to, what's on our phones, how we spend our time. The home has always been meant to be a refuge from the storm. A place where you can go, feel sheltered, whether it's, a castle or a palace, and fill of the love that your family has for you and you have for your family. It's almost, you could almost say it's similar to a church in that instance, or mosque or temple, in a sense that you have a faith in your family and they have that in you. So the refuge from the crap in the world, the refuge from work, the refuge from, school, or, crazy family members or friends you don't really want or need to be associated with. These things are important for men and women. So I just want y'all to know, especially with this one, especially nowadays, spend less time on the phone. Spend less time watching TV. Spend time with your spouse. Do some fun stuff. Doesn't even have to be expensive. Play card games or a board game, or do something you both know you'll enjoy. There have been a couple of times here recently that I've put on like the fireplace 10-hour long thing off of YouTube, and my wife and I have just talked about anything and everything, tangents and all. We'll go through, so we can make sure we're on the same page. Because we go out into the world's going to toss us about like we're rag dolls. So being on the same page, having that refuge, knowing that you're protected by the person you're in love with, and they know they're protected by you and your love. Now the last place, or the last function of a home, is a place of freedom. Now, when I say that, people kind of look at me crazy, like, what do you mean freedom? Like freedom to cheat? No. What I mean freedom is freedom to be themselves. Freedom to be that version of themselves they can't be at work. They can't be with their friends. They can't be with family members. They can only be with their spouse. There's a freedom in that. There's a freedom to be able to walk through the door, take off your shoes, give your, wife or husband a kiss, and just be a married couple. Doesn't even have to be physical. Doesn't even have to, involve sex or nothing. It's just y'all together. There's a freedom in that. You wash off the stank of the day, the stresses of work, and you can be yourself. You can be the person you know you are inside. You can talk about your hopes and dreams. You can talk about your failures and your successes. You can do what is honest in your heart to do. And your spouse can do the same. And y'all can encourage each other on those hopes and dreams, and fighting through the bad times together, and celebrating the good ones. That's freedom that's only found in marriage. Otherwise, you're having a foot out the door. That's not freedom, that's fleeting. You're already ready to run. You got your bags packed. All right? Freedom, true freedom in a relationship is knowing divorce is not even in the topic. It's not even in the vocabulary. You're going to fight tooth and nail for each other. That's a freedom that you will not find anywhere else. And it's a simple concept. It's a simple idea. It's even simple to do. But that is why we men need a place to call home. We do. We can own a house. We can own land. But it's not the same unless it's a true home. I want to thank y'all for being a part of this little mini-series. I'm glad that y'all are listening to all my ramblings. But just to recap, okay? Men are simple in the fact that, we need to slay monsters. We have to have that challenge. We like what we like and don't like what we don't like. Some things can change, but for the most part, you know, if you're an athlete, you're going to be an athlete. If you're an artist, you're going to be an artist. You know, that's just kind of how things are. We need someone to share our successes and our failures with. We need someone to build our world around. And lastly, we need a place to call home. I hope y'all have enjoyed this. I hope it's been edifying. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the next one.